U.S. President-elect Donald Trump is reportedly set on nominating former Representative Matt Gaetz as his Attorney General, despite facing significant opposition from Democrats and some Republicans. Several Republican senators may challenge Trump's choices for his cabinet, particularly Gaetz and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as his choice to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. For more, let's go live to Capitol Hill, where VOA's Ndiho is standing by. Paul, new reports suggest President Trump is sticking to his nominations for cabinet positions. What more can you tell us?
That's correct, Esther. Politics in most cases extends beyond elections. What we are seeing is Trump going behind the scenes, calling some of these senators who are on the committee that is supposed to vet and vote for his nominees, calling them to say, hey, frankly, I want my people in there, and you are going to help me push them forward. Until that happens, it remains to be seen, but you have some of the cabinet nominees who have been nominated by Trump raising a lot of headlines out here in Washington, D.C., simply because some of them are shrouded in controversies. But that remains to be seen how the Senate votes for some of these nominees.
President-elect Trump is actually putting his political and social capital on some of these nominations we're talking about. What are you learning from the Hill?
When I was a younger student, my professor used to say that success breeds so many fathers and failure is an orphan. And in the American context today, there is no person who has more social or political capital than President Donald Trump. So he's going to use that leverage really to push forward his cabinet nominees. It's increasingly looking that he's going to get at least some people who are pushing back, but more likely than not, all his cabinet nominees will go through, because he's going to have control of Congress, control of the Senate. Ultimately, I think he's going to win, have all his nominees come through the vetting process.
Definitely a very new kind of push here, Paul. But let's go to some very kind of unusual statement where we are talking here about recess appointments. How can Trump use them to fill his cabinet?
Great question. So the Constitution guarantees the president, or grants the President of the United States that ability to appoint anybody to his cabinet, or to run some of these government agencies through recess appointment. Until recently, it was used previously by different presidents. For example, President Bill Clinton used recess appointments to appoint 139. George W. Bush used the recess appointment to appoint 171. Obama had 32 recess appointments, but none of them were cabinet positions. So it's not going to set a precedent. Trump is not going to be the first person to do it. Other people have done it. But until recently, the Supreme Court tried to minimize those powers. So it's more likely that he will go the route of using the Senate confirmation process.
Paul, very well said. I imagine that he is going to have, of course, as you say, the control of the House as well as the Senate. That makes it a bit easy to lead the country. VOA's Ndiho reporting live from Capitol Hill.